Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin. But got a CoinsKid cruise. So there are clues in other charts that I look for this bullish impulse. And there's a major clue in the chart that nobody's looking at. And I've been looking at this with you for quite a while now and been inversely correlating to this particular chart. And it's the reason why I did create this beautiful little indicator here, for the Bitcoin price actions. Basically, if we ever see BTC below 30 and the USD above 70, that's a buy for me. Okay, and so far so good. I think we've jumped on that 5 times since I created that indicator, and it's been extremely successful for us. So at the moment, Bitcoin's trading around about $72,283. It's trying to attack them highs, coming back for a high low to break it. And what we've got is some of these altcoins that are not even retesting their highs. They're basically in the floor. And this is typically what we do see. I remember this scenario way back in 2020 as we were leading into 2021. Bitcoin was the only thing that was sort of moving, and a lot of these altcoins were sort of crabbing along and not really doing much, and we were at the lows. And then once Bitcoin broke out and put in that final impulsive move into 2021 right there, this is where we saw a massive parabolic growth in some of these altcoins. So I do have some setups. I've posted these in the Discord for you. I'm looking at meme coins at the moment. So I've created 2 filtered systems here. So I've got the Solana filtered coins and Ethereum filtered coins, and I've got Solana non-filtered and Ethereum non-filtered. So do come along to CoinsKid.com to have a look at that section. I've actually picked 3 meme coins. One I'm really excited about and posted in the Discord this morning after a lot of research. I've gone down the rabbit hole, and there are 3 coins that are really standing out to me, but one I think could be absolutely amazing. So again, nothing I say is financial advice. Meme coins are a meme, obviously. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Me personally, I'm not chucking all my money into that. I've invested a little bit into them, but I did make quite a lot of money off Bonk a couple of years ago on that call in January 2023. That was really successful for myself and the CoinsKid crew. So I have actually added a little bit of a tutorial guide in here. So all you got to do is go to filtered moonshots, trading soul moonshot tips, and then just meme coin mania. I've had a little bit of a guide here on what you need to do and what you need to look for. You can clearly see that on Wets, one of Discord member, anyone who bought Bonk when CoinsKid mentioned it a few months ago, I'm 70x up since then. So you won't see 70x's on Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum, things like that. And this is where, in this market, if my analysis is correct and we do start to see Bitcoin breaking the highs, then I think, accumulating meme coins at these lows, which is what the altcoins are doing right now, it makes sense to me, okay, against the herd mentality, because it's exactly what I was doing way back when in January 2023 when Bitcoin was breaking out, basically. So I wish you utmost luck, but right now let's take a look at a few indicators that I'm looking at and, inverse correlation to Bitcoin that, it's got me quite excited going forward. Okay, let's dive in. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame at the moment, I do think that Bitcoin's in a whopping bull market until obviously we create the bearish structure and we start to break down below key levels of support. And we've been riding these waves like an absolute boss. For anyone paying attention, off this low here, I anticipated a wave 1 into a 2, a 3 into the moving average, a 4, and then a final 5th wave coming up here. So this is still my primary count and primary expectation. This is something I've been looking at for a very long time. So this cycle is doing exactly what it's done before. Off this impulse, beautiful impulse into the moving average, correction, breakout above the moving average, parabolic move, and then boom, you have your correction ever since, and then boom, we're doing exactly what we've done before. So basically that low into the moving average, correction, this low, moving average, correction. So for those people paying attention, I did say to you at this point, this is part of my confluence analysis way back in March, the 5 waves up for Bitcoin, 1 2 3 4 5, the 5 waves up on VChain, Cardano, Chainlink, all those coins right there, running into that moving average as well, was part of my confluence analysis that we will come in for a correction, because that's exactly what we did there, correction, breakout. And we did it in the previous cycle as well. If we take a look, the first time we tagged this red line in that cycle, correction and then breakout. Okay, so this is part of my analysis. We've got 2 times in which from the floor we come into the red line of the correction, and we've done exactly that. So right now what I'm looking at, to remain bullish on this crypto market, especially for Bitcoin, we have to hold this moving average, because if we start to break down below this, then potentially we were there, break back above, yeah, you're taking off, and no, you're not taking off, you're dragging you back down. And this was fueled by, obviously, for those people that remember, was the corundum. It was a black swan in the charts. It was an anomaly, basically coming up like this, and then boom, we swooped down and we dropped. So I think that was some kind of anomaly, a black swan, obviously, and if we get one here, it happens, so be it. It is what it is. I'll buy as much as I can, because black swans, in my opinion, are opportunities. But there are analysts out there telling you 100% this is going to happen. Okay, this is going to happen. We're going to have a black swan and things like that. That is absolute bullcrap, because no one can foresee a black swan. That's why it's called a black swan. Okay, so if it happens, we get this whopping drop here for an anomaly or some unknown reason, then whoever's saying it's going to happen 100% has got a crystal ball, okay, and they've got a time machine and they're from the future and a little bit dodger. So at the minute, what I'm looking at is basically we broke down off the moving average, just there, the pi cycle top indicator, broke down at the correction, coming back down, and then we're looking to take off. And this is exactly where we are right now. So this, I think, is a very important moving average. If we start to see Bitcoin breaking down below that moving average, then this is a bull trap, okay, and it's not looking like it was here where you get back above and looking for the parabolic break. You're looking at some kind of anomaly. You're looking at some kind of black swan, and people saying that that's going to happen 100% are absolutely nailed it. So basically what I'm looking at is what we've done here. We've lost this moving average. So we've got basically the resistance of the moving average. We've had the correction as anticipated. We've lost it and eventually got our ass back above. Look at that. So we've found initial resistance off this low in August. There's your resistance. There's your high low. There's your break above. There's your back test support. And right now you're making high highs and high lows. So Bitcoin's actually looking for a breakout here. If it does start to break out, it could be where it was there, where it starts to attack that red line. This red line currently sits around about $116,000. So if Bitcoin does that and it starts to break parabolically, I think that is a major level of resistance going forward, okay, where we could anticipate another correction like what we got there. So I wouldn't put it past Bitcoin just breaking it and taking off parabolically, heading towards that green line, around about $116,000 at the moment, having another correction before it starts to create the vertical of this cycle blow off top, basically. So it's doing exactly what it's done before, okay. In a minute it's not, I'll relay that to you. So I think one of the most important things we have to see here for Bitcoin, really simple, is, you know, hold that moving average at 111-day moving average at $62,620. Any pullbacks to that has to hold, because if it starts turning into resistance, then my analysis right here is wrong, and we are still in this correction going forward. So this is a beautiful indicator, pi cycle top as anticipated, impulse into the red line, correction ever since, and right now we're getting our ass above. So technically Bitcoin's looking bullish, just like it did here, getting its ass back above, looking for that parabolic break. So stay tuned to this. That moving average, really simple, the 111-day moving average is $62,620. Turn that into resistance. Bitcoin is in a bull trap just there. So let's dive into another chart right now to show you what I'm looking at as confluence to the fact that I think we are in this blow off top phase, this last leg like we were there, and we're getting this impulse into 2025 right now. Let me show you, okay? The other chart is really simple. It's inverse correlation to Bitcoin. It's the USD dominance chart, Tether dominance basically. So what we've got is the top in this chart in 2022, and this is where you should have been buying Bitcoin. Okay, so we've got this double retrace, this lower high, and then basically it began to drop. As it began to drop into 2023 from here, you can clearly see we've got the wave 1, then an ABC wave 2, then you huge waterfall 3, then we've had this overlapping zigzag flag wave 4, which topped just there in August, and right now we're rolling over as anticipated. For anyone paying attention, this is where I flipped extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and I was giving you the reasons why, because of the inverse correlation of this chart. So what we're doing here, look, we're rolling like we did just there, we're rolling like we did just there, and like we did just there, where we started to roll from this high all the way down. So I think what we've got is really, really simple. We've had this 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave to the downside, which is where I would be looking to exit Bitcoin, because on the macro in the US dominance here, what we do have is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and in Bitcoin, obviously, as you're probably aware, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is maximum risk, and this is maximum exposure to this particular, you know, tether dominance, which is an inverse correlation. So this is what I'm looking at. I've been looking at this for a very long time with yourselves, and we've been, you know, inversely correlating and riding the waves like an absolute boss. I did make a really important update down here. So as this started to rally, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, it rallied into the 0.5 fib, which is a dead cat bounce. Look at that, got rejected, and right now it's making another move to the downside. So I think this is a technical target right now. We have a technical target of a basically descending triangle, broke down, back test resistance, looking to drop. So that's a technical target around about 4.18%. So obviously if it starts to come up and rolls and continues to come down, this is where Bitcoin will go in the other direction. This is its breakout, really, really simple. And then equally, because we've got this flag where we've come down like this and we're flagging back up and we're breaking down here as well, the technical target is actually where you form the flag. If we start to break below that technical target around about 3.08%, then my next primary target, where, you know, is a level I will most definitely be looking to take some profit on Bitcoin, is this level here, around about 3.25% for Bitcoin. And I think that could spell the, you know, the end game of a major impulse, a final 5th wave right there for Bitcoin going forward. So I wish you the utmost luck going forward. Nothing to say is financial advice, but I'm looking for the invalidation. I think if we start to come up here, take out this line and start to come back up like this, then yeah, you know, all of this is a bear trap on the tether dominance and basically a bull trap on Bitcoin. But if you take a look, we've got this beautiful level of support just here, and I did say to you, once we break down and back test this resistance, this is go time. time, and this is pretty much where Bitcoin's toying with a resistance to the all-time high, and this is toying with a resistance of this level of resistance of this flag, which is broken down from. So this is flagged back up in a corrective wave, and Bitcoin's flagged down in a corrective wave, looking for the breakout. This is looking for the breakdown. Really simple technical analysis, and this is something I've been relaying to you for many months right now. So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now to see what we can see, okay? But quickly before I do dive into the Bitcoin chart, there's another chart that I did want to show you. I have shown you this in recent times. It's the UN versus the dollar. Basically, we've got this double top drop scenario. Look at this, way back in 2017. Then this major move to the downside led to a huge move for Bitcoin. If I drop the Bitcoin chart in for you, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. So from this point here, Bitcoin had come up going sideways. Once this started to drop, this is where Bitcoin went parabolic in that beautiful impulse. Just there, double top drop. As this began to drop here, this is where Bitcoin went parabolic in that beautiful impulse. Right now we've got this double top drop scenario again in this particular chart, and then, you know, if it starts to drop like it did here and like it did there, then I expect this is more confidence than analysis, the fact that Bitcoin should go in the opposite direction, basically. So I'm looking at this. The timeline is absolutely ridiculous. If we take a look at this, you've got a double top drop where it came down, rallied, and then went sideways and dropped into the year right there. This is doing exactly the same. Double top drop, came down, rallied, going sideways, right on cue in October, right on cue in October in 2017, and we all know what happened that year. That was a year that, you know, altcoins went absolutely berserk. So is there a clue right now? You know, you roll in sideways, then you drop, you roll in sideways, and then you drop. So we need to keep an eye on this chart, because if this does start to break down like this, okay, like it did here in that particular time frame, and equally here, then wow, you know, we've got an even more confluence and a clue to the, you know, the big parabolic break right there for Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on this. The ticker is USD CNY. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now to see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame then, we've done incredibly well here on the monthly. If we take a look, we've got literally 15 hours closed for the monthly close. Look at that. So I think what we've done here, we've got this beautiful bull flag, haven't we? You know, on the monthly, look at that. There's your pole like this, and I've shown this analysis before. And basically, you come back in this channel, you got really tight. Look at that, some kind of bull pennant, and boom, you've broken out just there. So from there to there, that's your target. You're looking around about 150k, and that's part of that parabolic growth. You know, that break that we see in the pi cycle chart just there. Equally, on the monthly, we do have some kind of trend line here where we ran into this resistance, possibly some kind of cup and handle pattern. Look at that double tap, drop like that, coming back in the channel. Oh no, it's going to zero, breakout back to see you later. So a cup and handle pattern, you know, equally the same target as the bull flag right there. So we're looking okay for Bitcoin, and we've got a nice little break here on the monthly. So if we maintain this and start to come back up, you know, we're doing okay here for Bitcoin. We're getting this parabolic break right now, and continuation where we've come up, gone sideways, continue, come up, gone sideways, continue. So I think from this bottom here, we've got 5 waves here. So this 5th wave, this final 5th wave could be the most powerful, because if we measure this particular wave from here, you know, this wave, this final 5th wave could be even more powerful than the 3rd wave, which is around about 203%. So if we go from this bottom here all the way up 203%, if we get roughly the same sort of scenario as, you know, basically the 3rd wave, then we could be up there around about 159k level, which would be absolutely amazing. So are there any confluence to that particular target from here to here? It does line up with a 1.618 like an absolute boss. Look at that. So what we've got potentially is some kind of bull pennant on the monthly we're breaking out of right now, okay, from there to there. So if we drop the pole from there to there, and we go from the last point contact, boom, we're on it. And I've shown you that analysis before, so that would be a primary expectation for me at the moment. My minimal target just there is 1.272, around about 96,710. You know, but if we do start to see the follow through, we could be looking at 159k, and obviously go a bit more parabolic as well, but that would be a minimal target, and there's actually a technical target that gets us there. So like I've always taught you, the pattern plays valid until invalidated away. Potential bull pennant here, going sideways, breakout, see you later, gone scarce. So basically what I'm looking at on the grand scheme of things for Bitcoin is really simple. Obviously if that rolls over, it invalidates the pattern, but right now it looks as though on the monthly we're breaking out. So we've got 15 hours 24 seconds for that close to come in. Now the bigger cycle that I think we've got here, this is your end phase, and I know a lot of people are looking at $1 million Bitcoin and $10 million and things like that, but what I'm looking at, my primary cycle is the fact that this is your last leg, and I've spoken about that for so long, okay? I think that from here what we've got is beautiful move. We've got the 1 into the 2 into the 3 into the overlapping 4 and the final 5th wave, which consists of 5 waves here as well. So within this final 5th wave of this beautiful 5th wave coming up, we've got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave. So that's my primary target. My minimal target is $153, and there's a pattern that gets us there. The, you know, the beautiful cup and handle, and obviously the bull pennant that we're breaking out of right now on the monthly time frame. So looking at that, I think that this is just a grand cycle. I think at that point I would not necessarily be looking to hold on to Bitcoin, because I think this is just a completion of a grand cycle here, and I've gone through this with you so so many times. Basically a 1 into a 2 into a U tree into a 4 into a final fifth wave, and this consisted of 5 waves: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is it. This is your end game, followed by some kind of macro ABC bubble pop, crypto bubble pop. This is why at this point I would not necessarily be wanting to hold on to my Bitcoin. Okay, I've got minimal targets on a lot of coins. Once I get there, I'm all out, and this is something I've relayed to you for many years. People think I'm a moon top, bull top, whatever, but this is just something I'm looking at, because I think this will be completion of a grand cycle, basically a wave 1 followed by an ABC wave 2, shakes everyone out, some kind of reset, just like we saw with the dot-com bubble, and then we go sideways, and then, you know, eventually come back up, hopefully in my lifetime, because that'd be absolutely amazing. But, you know, I think Bitcoin's here to stay, but I think we will experience some kind of shakeout. So I don't know what's coming, whether or not some catalyst for this, I don't know, some kind of financial crisis, a war or whatever, but this is something I've been looking at for a very long time. A 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final fifth wave here from this bear market bottom. Bitcoin's actually been in a bigger cycle from this bear market bottom than a lot of people give it credit for. You had a 1 into a 2 into a 3, overlapping zigzag 4 and a final fifth wave. Now the invalidation obviously in the short term is if we start to break down below this support, then obviously this is not a bull pennant going sideways looking for the continuation, but at the minute it looks as though it is, and that's something I'm relaying to you. So it's really, really simple. On the monthly time frame right now, it looks as though we are breaking out, doesn't it? So we've got this ABC in there, or WXY, whatever you call it. You had a huge impulsive wave 3, which has took out the highs anticipated, and we come back in a form. Right now we're breaking bull in the final fifth wave, right on cue in a parabolic mania phase to this red line at least. I'm looking at 153932 for Bitcoin because of the technical break target. Really simple. Okay, so potential bull pennant there where you've come sideways into the compression and you've actually broke out on the monthly. Look at that, getting your breakout right now. So basically we are trading above that high just there. So if we see a monthly close above that level right there, which is where we're toying with, so if we do start to see a monthly close above, close is 71320. If we start to see a close today above that, then we're getting the highest monthly close ever for Bitcoin. Okay, so you understand the update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.